What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. And I had to talk about Smart Assist because this is driving me crazy. I wanted to do a reaction video just off of one of the many videos out there on Smart Assist where several players talk about this as a way to help lower level players, or some even talk about it as a game changer and a way to quickly climb the ranks, instead of talking about it for what it really is, which is a destroyer of a good football game. Now, why is that? Because Konami has now made it available in all modes, including competitive modes. You already heard me before say it was ridiculous it was even in any player versus player mode, but before it was only in events. Now the fact that you can use it in every mode, it is absolutely going to ruin the competition because it makes all the decisions for a player, meaning that when a player would normally make a mistake, they otherwise wouldn't. Now, I know that sometimes it makes a decision that you didn't want to make, right? So say you had a perfect ground through ball you wanted and it decides to chip it in the air and maybe messes up there. The times that it does better than what you would have done and finishes chances off that you otherwise wouldn't have finished because you would have chosen the wrong shot or the wrong direction or whatever, far outweighs the amount of times where it does the wrong thing for you, if that makes sense. And I want to go over this because this is a good little breakdown of how Smart Assist will help a ton of lower skill players and ruin the game, because equal level players will no longer have equal matches if one player has Smart Assist on, which will drive both players to use Smart Assist, which takes away from the game altogether, because now you have all these players using Smart Assist, and then the players who aren't using it have to make a decision. Are you going to go against essentially an AI decision-making team, right, where the player flicks the stick one way or the other and it chooses the best skill move to do, where they just have to shoot the ball and it chooses the best shot as well as the best direction for the shot, as opposed to like you making your own decisions. So when you make mistakes, the mistakes are going to cost you goals, are going to cost you possession. When your opponent makes mistakes, they're going to be corrected and your opponent's going to be able to keep the ball, going to be able to score goals, right? So let's get into this a little bit further. So you see here in the background, it is explaining some of the things that it helps you with. Obviously, performing skill moves that you otherwise couldn't perform, positioning players that otherwise wouldn't be positioned there, making passes you otherwise wouldn't connect. Check out this right here. All this player has to do to make this skill move work is flick the stick. No worrying about flicking the right, then the left stick, and worrying about all the different skill moves, because guess what? As a newer player, I can tell you, I make mistakes during those situations, and it takes time to think about the skill moves I want to use. So now, taking all that away, and all I have to do is flick the direction I want, and my player will do the perfect skill move for that scenario, and then I just press the shoot button. I don't have to think about pressing R1 in circle and how much I want to power it up. I just simply flick the stick the direction I want to skill move. Like right here, I'd flick left, and then I press shoot. Boom. Instead of, without Smart Assist, I'd have to think about the buttons to press to do the spin, that exact spin move. And then I'd have to R1 and O to make sure I do the curling shot and make sure I power it up right. As opposed to flick the stick, press shoot. You see the difference there? I mean, it is insane how much easier it is. Look, flick the stick, shoot. So just imagine how many goals players are going to score that they otherwise wouldn't, because they would have chose the wrong skill move, or they would have overpowered a shot, or not chose the right shot. It makes it so much easier. Not only that, but the passes you make will now be perfectly weighted, and furthermore, the AI runs being made, they will speed up or slow down or change direction based on the pass that is coming. So you don't have that luxury. When you have Smart Assist off, you have to look where the AI is running and then wait the perfect pass to get it to them. Choose the right pass and then wait it. Now, when you pass the ball, as you see here, the AI that's receiving the ball actually, as if they know which pass is coming, will speed up or slow down or change direction. You don't get that luxury. You don't get the luxury of a perfectly weighted pass, a perfectly choosing the right pass, whether it's lofted or on the ground, and you definitely don't get the luxury of having your receiving target move or speed up or slow down to help you make the pass easier. That's something I didn't even realize existed. And as you see here, the intended target actually is affected too. It's not just you simply press pass now and the AI chooses the best pass for you, but the targets are affected by it too and react differently. That is an insane boost. That is an insane cheat code to help these lower skilled players. It is ridiculous that they allow this in any type of player versus player mode because it takes away from all of the skill. Oh, we want this easier for players who just want to relax and not really think about what they're doing. Well, then go play events or versus AI. You shouldn't be playing PvP like that because you're cheating the other player. This is ridiculous. And last but not least, for all you players saying, well, I don't like Smart Assist because sometimes it does something I don't want it to do. I get what you're saying, and they're explaining this on screen in this demo. But the problem is this. Yes, sometimes you want to play a through ball on the ground, and maybe it would have been on and you would have scored, and they do a lofted through ball, and instead it doesn't end up in a goal scoring chance. Okay, let's just say that happens a few times a game. The amount of times it's going to do all the things I just talked about to help you out far outweighs the times that Smart Assist is going to make the mistake that hurts you. So you are going to have all these different times where you otherwise would have made a mistake without Smart Assist and got all this help. So those few times where it hurts you is going to be worth it, right? Because you're still getting a ton of chances you wouldn't have got, completing a ton of passes you wouldn't have completed, scoring a ton of goals you wouldn't have scored, the whole nine. So those few times where you make a pass and it chooses the wrong pass, you take a shot and it chooses the wrong shot, which doesn't really happen. Most people are just talking about the passing thing, right? They play a ground pass, it lofts it in the air, right? They play to one player, a Smart Assist chooses another. But let's just say, even if it does take away one goal or one or two passes a game, it is going to help you build the ball up, create chances, and score way more than what it's going to hurt you. That is a fact. So, what is this going to do? It is going to completely ruin the competitive nature of eFootball, because even as today, I played top players, top Division 1 player, a player that was far ahead of me in Division 2 that are using Smart Assist. So it's not just lower level players, it is players that are looking to zoom through the rankings. And then what's going to happen though? They're going to get so high up that they eventually just get destroyed because they don't have the skill to compete there. Or everyone's just going to use Smart Assist, and it's going to take away from all of the beautiful football that can be played if players didn't use it, if they made the decisions themselves, right? Because then, as you get better and better, you make less and less mistakes, you do more and more good things, and you get rewarded. That is that great feeling of satisfaction that eFootball gives you. And Smart Assist takes that away entirely. This Smart Assist is going to help spark that toxicity in the community that has largely affected FC. Mark my words. Because no longer are players playing against players. They are going to be playing against AI, maybe let's say 10% of the player. And that's going to create animosity, because in games, a skilled player normally would have won. There's going to be times when now they don't win. And the reason they don't win is going to be simply because their opponent, instead of taking a loss or trying to get better, they chose to use the AI to get a win. It's a joke.